Hello everybody and welcome back to the Brickazoid's Den. So welcome to a very special episode of my Adventure Time episode rankings, I guess. Because obviously last time we finished Adventure Time. We finished season 10. That was the last season. So now I wanted to do Distant Lands because of course all 4 episodes of that show have all come out and I've seen them and I love them. Well, most of them, I think. So I thought I would kind of do a little bit of a Distant Lands ranking here. There's only 4 episodes. I don't think this will be too long, but I still want to do it anyway. So we'll get going right now. Starting off with number 4, we have Wizard City. Yeah, as you probably know if you've seen my Wizard City discussion video, which a lot of people have. That's like my best video so far, which is kind of crazy. Oh man, I love it. Anyways, yeah, Wizard City. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. I don't know. I'm very mixed on it, and because of that, it is at the bottom of the list here. It was, I guess compared to the other ones, it wasn't incredible. It wasn't my favorite. I loved Peppermint Butler in it. The Dr. Caledonis villain was interesting, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm really conflicted with this episode. But I guess compared to the other ones, it just wasn't as good, which is fine. That's okay. That's all right. I mean, the ending was good. I still think that the Distant Land show should have ended with Together Again, which is the Finn and Jake episode. I think it should have gone BMO, Obsidian, Wizard City, Together Again, in that order, because I think that would just be, a better ending for the show overall, I'd say. But, it's fine, it's fine. I mean, I like to see the Wizards again. I like to see Bufo, Weaponhead, and Brain Wizard, except, you know what I mean, like, it's good to see the Wizards again, and get to see Wizard City again. We get to learn about the history of Wizard City with Kokentepe, and yeah, I don't know. It just, again, compared to the other ones, just wasn't as strong. Moving right along to number 3, we have BMO. First episode of Distant Lands. I liked it when it first came out, because I kind of expected that this was going to be the way that they kind of do like these episodes now. Like they would just kind of be like, they have silliness, relatively simple storyline, nothing too crazy revolving around it, which I think BMO was. Like, there wasn't a crazy situation going on. It wasn't a crazy storyline or anything like that gave us all this background information, but I guess technically it did after we learned that this was a prequel episode, which was still a very nice surprise to see, Toddler Finn, Toddler Jake, or whatever. Although Jake looked like he was kind of more in his 20s, because dogs age differently, obviously. So, yeah, I don't know. It was a good episode to start with, I guess. And then, when I saw Obsidian, I'm like, oh my god, Obsidian is, significantly better. But BMO's still good. It still held its own. It was a fun story. It was great to see BMO again. I love BMO. And the introduction of different new characters is very cool. We got to see Finn's dad as well, Martin Mertens. As Mr. M, I think his name was, and yeah, it was interesting. It was a space story. It was a nice space story. I like the ending to see Finn and Jake, Toddler Finn, Toddler Jake, and that's how BMO met them and everything, and how he was a cowboy and everything. So yeah, it was good. It was good. Number 2 on the list is Obsidian. Makes sense. This was a great episode. Like, I watched this episode like 5 times when it came out. I just really loved it. The music was so good, and of course it is, because it's Marceline. It's a Marceline episode. Marceline and Princess Bubblegum. Although, I think Marceline was definitely more of the main character here in this episode, which completely makes total sense. But like I said, great music. I love the ending song, and just the songs in general, really, really good. Glass Boy, I'm not crazy about. I'll be honest with you. I'm not crazy about the Glass Boy character. But Marceline and Princess Bubblegum were incredible in this episode. We got to see their breakup. We got to see so much more information on Marceline's mom, who I forget her name. I'm not gonna remember it. Whatever. And I think considering they're on HBO, the HBO Max service instead of just Cartoon Network, they're able to go a little bit more darker, and I like that because they're able to kind of show like Marceline's mom was coughing up blood and she left a dying message, which was pretty messed up, but it was good that they were able to like do a little bit more and make it a little bit more dark, and I appreciate that because that's a little bit more like maturity to the show, I guess. It drives more emotion than just having something silly happen. But yeah, I love the flashbacks in this episode of young Marcy and Marceline's mom kind of walking through this new like place of the Land of Ooh, because now post Mushroom War. So that was really cool to see. And like I said, Glass Boy I'm not a fan of. I'm just kind of going through the episode right now. And the whole Glass Kingdom thing I think was cool. I liked Glass Kingdom. It was fine. And of course the ending was incredible. Not only with them defeating Larvo, well not even defeating him, more like freeing him, but also to see old Finn with his tattoo of Jake, and that was definitely a setup for Together Again, as we saw, which we'll get to. And to see, like I said, old Finn, Bronwyn as well. Bronwyn showed up. I love her design, super cool design with the skateboard and everything. I think it was, although wasn't she no, she was skateboard. I thought she was a rollerblader, but I think she's a skateboarder. Yeah, no, she's a skateboarder. I think, yeah, she was a skateboarder. I thought she was a rollerblader. I don't know why, but anyways, and then also see Simon as well. See that how he's doing, which I mean, I guess I don't know exactly how far in the future this is from the finale of the actual show of Adventure Time. So I guess I can't really say if he found Betty, again, if he was able to save her, etc. But maybe we'll see that in the Fiona and Cake show coming 2022. I'm super excited for that. Anyways, yeah, number 2 is Obsidian. All right, as you probably all know, number 1 is Together Again. Oh man, it was so good. I remember how I said that I watched Obsidian 5 times the day it came out. I watched this one like 10 times. This one was so good, so good. And of course, it was Finn and Jake. I always say, whenever I'm talking about this episode with people, I say that the actual finale of the show, Come Along With Me, from season 10, the final episode, was to wrap up Adventure Time, to wrap up that world, to wrap up our supporting characters, to wrap up the story, the overall storyline of Adventure Time. We got to see Gold, etc. But this episode was to wrap up Finn and Jake. This episode was to wrap up our main characters, our main 2 heroes. This was the end of their story. This is where it ends, and then this is also where their new story begins, when they become Shermie and Beth. But, yeah, the season finale of Adventure Time was just saying goodbye to the show, saying goodbye to the story, saying goodbye to the Land of Ooh and its people. Now, this episode, just Finn and Jake. This is how their story ends within the Dead Worlds, which is a very cool setting. Love the villain in this episode, New Death. Really, really cool villain. Very tragic how he ended up getting his status of New Death, having to kill Old Death, which is a shame. And I'm surprised Peppermint Butler never figured something out along those lines, because I know him and Death were very close. So it's when they showed Peppermint Butler, I thought that somebody was going to say, or Finn did kind of say something, but Peppermint Butler didn't seem too affected by it. Either way, that's just me, my thoughts and my theories, anyways. But yeah, wonderful episode. The Lich, of course, the final villain is the Lich. Of course. I didn't even see it coming until they actually revealed the Lich was going to be the main villain of the episode. But of course, it's just the perfect ending. This is exactly for me. This is exactly what I wanted in a finale. And I'm glad that this wasn't skipped out upon. Because after watching Come Along With Me, I'm like, that was really good. I love that episode so much. But man, Finn and Jake didn't do a lot in that episode. You know, Finn was just stuck within gold, and Jake, you know, he sang, but, you know, Finn didn't do a lot. Jake wasn't a complete, main character in that episode to me. I think a lot of it was Marceline and Princess Bubblegum, I think. But I still love the episode, regardless. Still incredible, but this was... Maybe I think that's why they did it. Because having your, you know, finale characters, then having your Finn and Jake episode, perfect. And again, ending off with fighting off with the Lich. Oh my god. So good. So good. Tiffany, great side character. Really, really great character. I mean, I feel terrible for him because Finn just kept tricking him and then beating the crap out of him. He hit him with a rock. He I don't know, what did he do? He stole his thing after giving him a hug, after he guilt tripped him. Again, yeah, Tiffany was great. To see Joshua and Margaret again, and Jermaine was incredible, even though Jermaine was forgotten about, which is sad. Mr. Fox becoming the next Death was just... It fit the part. He wanted his hypoallergenic pillow, and he got it. And it's very good. I'm glad that he got it, because there's a lot of dust in the Dead Worlds. Yeah, I've been rambling for a little while, so I'll stop here. But again, together again, I could go hours and hours. I could do a full video essay about why that episode is just so incredible. Maybe I will. Anyways, all right. So that was pretty much it for this video. Yeah, another one in this series, number 14, I think it is. We're on, but I still have more. We still got more to this series. It isn't over yet. It is coming to a close though. I think I have 2 more ideas for some rankings here, but if you enjoyed that video, do the common YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. See ya.